What on earth is wrong? Is that really the question we should be asking? Nature isn't broken. Rivers still find the sea. Seeds still become trees. The sun still rises. Nature keeps working exactly as it always has. So what have we not understood about our human nature? Are we misleading ourselves? I want to show you what I call the ladder of life. It's built entirely from observation. No theory, no opinion, just what's there, what nature is, one rung of the ladder at a time. By the end, I think you'll see human nature very differently. So let's start at the bottom. The bottom rung of this ladder is rock, sand and soil. Rock is dense, solid and permanent. It holds its shape for thousands of years and it holds everything else up. Soil is looser, more workable. Sand is even more loose. Each of those elements does a job. Each one holds minerals and chemicals that plants, animals and we ourselves depend on. And each one is self-sustaining. Nothing else is needed for it to keep being what it is. One could say that a law of nature preserves those qualities to hold, support and endure. That is true, and, as you'll soon see, nothing above this rung could exist without those assurances. Dependability rules this ladder of life. Simply stated, nature builds on itself. Every rung keeps everything below it and adds something new on top. Nothing gets thrown away. The second rung is the opposite of rigidity. Air, water and gas are fluid and changeable. They move. For example, water evaporates, rises as vapour, becomes a cloud, and falls again somewhere else entirely. Air carries it, while sunlight drives the whole cycle. Rock holds water, and water can shape rock. These different properties serve two completely different purposes, which together help sustain everything else. That does not happen by chance. They do not compete. Instead, they combine, and that working relationship has rules that ensure success. Plant life now enters this ladder. Trees, shrubs, fungi and plants exhibit flexibility. They are part rigid and part yielding. They flex and bend as their environment determines. A plant's existence depends on what supports it: the chemicals in the soil, the moisture in the air, and light from the sun. Take away any of what their nature depends on, and the plant cannot survive. So now we can see a fundamental difference in this rung of flexibility. Plants can do what rocks and water can't. They grow, they mature, and they recover from damage. Although they adapt to the climate, they're conditionally bound to where they are. They cannot relocate themselves, yet within that boundary, they're alive in a way that rock and water aren't. Let's now add animal life to the ladder. Their principal property is mobility. A plant can't shift itself if the soil turns bad. Animals, birds and fish can. They can move to a new location. They can seek food, escape danger and adapt their behaviour to the environment and to each other. By nature, animals use reflexes, adaptability and self-protection. A fish swims for its life without ever deciding to. Every animal's survival system runs on instinct, which is very finely tuned and works automatically. So look at what this ladder shows so far. The four rungs of the ladder provide very different properties. Each rung adds something new which relies on the supportive combination of all the properties below. Does all of this evolution sound like an accident of nature? Or does it suggest a creative design having purpose and intent? The more you see how these properties are connected, the more you see definite patterns. So let's add people to the ladder. Free choice is the fundamental distinction. We can choose our thoughts and actions while no other rung below us can. Consider how important that is. Every rung so far, rigid, fluid, flexible and mobile, is governed automatically. Rock doesn't choose to be hard. An animal doesn't choose to follow its instincts. Nature does that for them. We humans have all these properties also. Our bones represent solidity. The air we breathe and our blood are fluidity. Tissues and muscles are flexibility. We have automatic reflexes like animals and have full mobility. Our bodies grow and heal like plants. But no rung below us has free will. Not one. A fish can't choose to swim for its life. A tree can't choose its soil. Only we can choose, and we must. We must choose our actions, our values, our purpose, and our direction in life. The difference is very clear. Animals adjust themselves to nature automatically. We adjust nature to our purpose by choice. Animals are not accountable for their actions. We are. Not only are we responsible for our actions, the truth of human nature is irrefutable. The moment free will exists, accountability has to exist with it. You cannot have one without the other. They're not two separate things. One is the reciprocal of the other, best described as responsible free choice. Accountability automatically follows from our ability to choose, and that responsibility informs our choices. Responsible accountability is our human nature. The subconscious mind operates through perception, reflexes, intuition, conscience, memory, and feelings. One mind chooses while the other runs with the same automotion shown by the rungs below us. It's the same pattern we've seen all the way up, but now it's happening inside us as communication between the two parts of our mind. The diagram shows two-way communication. The conscious mind sends, and the subconscious mind responds through feelings and emotions. It's a conversational loop, a hidden process that runs consistently whether we notice it or not. Witness the similarity. Just as the four rungs below us work in complete harmony, so our minds harmonise in the same manner. And that cooperative working relationship has fundamental rules that ensure success or our distress, depending on the choices we make. We cannot change nature. We cannot alter what we are, but we can assist it. That free choice is ours alone. But here's the vital question. Is our accountability the top rung of the ladder? Many think so, but no, there is still more. The top rung of this ladder is spirit, our soul. It appears the same way as everything below it. It's not separate. It does not float off on its own. It completes the picture. It sits on the top of the ladder the same way mobility sits on the top of flexibility, which sits on the top of fluidity, etc. Spirituality is the exercise of life-sustaining values, just as everything below upholds life. Your spirituality sustains the vital mental or spiritual nutrients that flow between your two minds. Life-sustaining values support and uphold your mental nature, just as nutritious food sustains your biological nature. Just as every rung below describes properties that demonstrate its particular nature, this rung decrees what accountability is according to the choices we make. The loop that unites our two minds must run on something. It must communicate something back and forth during every day of our life. We can choose values, such as those shown on this list, to assist in sustaining and upholding our lives responsibly. These values aren't a moral checklist somebody handed to us. None are legislated by a parliament or Congress. The content of that loop is obviously your chosen material goal or ambition. But more than that, they are non-material or spiritual values that assist us in achieving whatever goal we choose. You may desire to become a musician, a teacher, artist or airline pilot, but very importantly, will you exercise courage, diligence, fortitude, truth, initiative, and integrity to get there? Our conscious process can't run on nothing, just as an empty stomach cannot process food. Success depends on the values you choose, not just the material choices you make in this physical world. Following any actions you take, perception shows your material progress. In addition, feelings and emotions report your spiritual progress. Let me digress for a few seconds. Natural law theory has been debated by philosophers and lawmakers for centuries. It stems from the idea that we are born with a natural morality from which we can determine and legislate what natural law is. But can that be true any longer? Our conscious process and this ladder of life reveal 20 natural laws we humans are born with. In particular, when these laws are arranged in the same sequence used by our two minds, the first 10 laws point to a vital counterpart in the second 10. For example, 3 points to 13 and 7 to 17. Now we can see how actions lead to consequences and how accountability relates to spirituality. Our conscious and subconscious minds show concrete evidence of one of the most important laws. So let's uncover what the stop sign means. First, your conscious mind, regardless of free will, cannot alter or overrule your subconscious process. It cannot change how it works. You can't simply decide not to feel fear, or not to feel grief, or not to love someone. The subconscious mind functions automatically. Second, your subconscious mind can't interfere with your free will either. It can flood you with feeling, but it cannot decide or make choices for you. This dual protection is not a law that we wrote. Nobody legislated it. It was never voted on, anywhere, by anyone. Exactly as rigidity is present in rock and mobility defines an animal's nature, this law of no trespass determines how our accountability works. The whole of this ladder culminates in our mobility, accountability, and spirituality. And that process shows us that natural law is not a theory. Natural law may seem the same as today's legislation, but it is very different. It's an intrinsic fact of life, wholly within our born nature. It perfectly constrains your own mind while upholding your free will, whether anyone ever told you about it or not. For that reason, it cannot be legislated out of existence. It cannot be denied. Any attempt to refute one's nature must use it. There is much more to find on this ladder than I have shown you today. Success in life depends on programming the subconscious mind with values so it can deliver outstanding results on autopilot. That's humanity's future, but only if we choose it.